ILS be the set. Get in tune. Welcome everybody. It is Innuendos Spanglish episode 7 ILS. For an effect, you already know what it is. Mexican Nazi, Ricardo Mexicano. The only podcast where you can find these two colorful cast of characters. You know what? While I was thinking, I'm like, what really separates a podcast from like other mediums nowadays when it comes to like just talking on a mic and recording it and uploading to the internet? If everything just starts to like kind of like seep in together.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference between like a Vlad TV or a Charlemagne doing like a long interview,
or even a reel? Really, if you think about it in like the sense of like an Instagram reel or a TikTok or something like that, like everything's sort of like amalgamated.
Yeah, like what truly makes a podcast a podcast? Is it like the weekly episode? Is that what it is? Because not everybody really does.
I think it's a long form. I think it's the duration. I really think that's the only thing that separates like one form of medium anymore from another. Like, not to get to like too nerdy out on this like this. Hi, by the way, we're in Living Spanglish. We have never even finished this intro.
I did say that.
Did you introduce me?
Yeah. I said Vero Forte, Mexican Nazi.
Oh, well, hi.
I may have missed the Vero Forte.
See, exactly. Okay. What is this, Mexicano show all of a sudden? Shit.
No, only for that one episode.
Oh, my gosh.
But I was all by myself.
You wish you could take over all by yourself.
No.
Yeah. But anyway, hi, I'm Vero Fuerte.
Yeah.
Just like part 2, the forgotten one of the podcast.
No, never that. Always number 1.
Mm-hmm. All right.
What was I thinking? So yeah, like, I don't know. Things tend to like overlap and like cross over nowadays in my mind. Because everything, on the base level, everything does seem the same. But yeah, I guess when it comes to a podcast, that is, because not everybody does weekly. Some people do bi-weekly. Some people do monthly. Like, it just, but you think it's like the episode basis of it, maybe?
No, to me, it's about the duration. But like, I don't know. It's like, you used to, like, there was a period in time, like back in the 2016s, when people used to really fuck with like the 15 seconds, the 10 second, the 60 second ordeal, like especially when like Snapchat was hot and popping. Do you still get
the Vine era?
Do you still get asked if you have a Snapchat?
Of course, I do. I just rarely use it. I don't ever use it for like pictures.
I have a question. Who all of you guys out there still use a Snapchat? And what do you use it for?
To be dirty.
Is that really what it's for?
A lot of people do. To be nasty, yeah.
But you can be nasty in other mediums and just delete your shit. Like, you don't actually believe that Snapchat is like forever deleting your shit. It's in a database somewhere. Just letting y'all know. Y'all don't think that people got your nude pics, your nudies out there, but they're out there. Some little pervert some little pervert programmer in Snapchat is like staring at your naked self right now, and you don't even know.
Possibly.
Probably. Not possibly.
I just use it for text. Like, some people just want to chat through that. I'm just like, okay, I mean.
I just don't fucking understand that. I don't know. But like, I feel like social media nowadays is kind of as overwhelming to me as like different music mediums. Like, you and I talked about this before, right? How like, if you're really, really into music, if you're like a music head and stuff, like, yeah, you could go to like Audio Mac, you could go to SoundCloud, you could have YouTube playlists, you could have Spotify playlists, you could have Tidal playlists. But after a while, it gets really freaking overwhelming to keep track of, like the mixes, the EPs, like the remixes of like your favorite songs that like you can only get through this specific medium. And, you get lost in the sauce, I think. Yeah,
I guess it just really depends if you're keen on looking for the stuff, or if you just rather have things centralized.
I don't know. Well, what do we all rather have? I'm like, I get tired, bro.
No, because then it creates a monopoly, and people generally don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting too old. I'm too tired to be digging for stuff. Just like give it to me in like one place, and then I'm good. Yeah.
All right, so now we got that intro out the way.
Hi, this is In Living Spanglish, the tired edition.
So, Vero, what do we got?
Oh, yeah.
For this week. I see the table, the camera. I know it's picking it up.
Yeah, that's right.
We got an assortment over here.
So, for those of you who don't know, Mexicano and I over here, we alternate coming up with bits at the very last minute for you guys. And just basically, mine usually just involve running to Target and finding out different flavors of things, because your girl loves it's a marketer's dream, and if it says limited edition or exclusive flavor, I'm gonna buy it and we're gonna try it. So that's what we're doing today. And inside of each of these different goldfish bags are questions for Mexicano to answer. It's really just as simple as that. It's nothing too complicated.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm gonna tell you this first goldfish flavor now. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my opinion on this one. I had this one when I was younger. In my youth, this flavor of goldfish goes really, really hard for me. And you know what? I'm not even gonna let you read the title. Just like reach in there and grab a few, and you tell me if you can guess what flavor it is.
Okay.
And the question's in there.
I'll pull the card out.
Okay. But eat the goldfish first, though.
Okay. Like, I've to be honest, I've never really ventured that much into goldfish. I've only tried the really like the basic ones. I tried the rainbow.
You never had goldfish as a kid?
I did, but I just never ventured outside of, like the crazy flavors. I've only had like the very basic ones. Like, I remember having the rainbow one. I've had the rainbow one.
The rainbow ones are good, but they still taste the same. They're just a different color.
Yeah. It just tastes like a regular goldfish.
No, baby. Wait for the afterkick to kick in.
No afterkick. You're lying
No,
to
but
yourself.
aftertaste.
Aftertaste doesn't exist.
Yes, it does. Look. See what is flavored? It's flavored pizza. How do you not taste the pizza? You at least taste the tomatoey after flavor.
There's no pizza.
Yes, there is. Look,
That's a
100% real cheese. It even has a picture, like a whole picture of a cheesy ass pizza right there on the bag.
I think once you've been spoiled by Pringles pizza, there's nothing really that can top.
Pringles pizza is particularly pizza-y.
Yeah.
But no, this tastes like, you know what
I
this
could
tastes
kind of
like?
taste it now, but it's nothing to write home about.
You know what
I would
this
say.
tastes like? You remember when, like, your mom would buy you those cheap-ass, like, red box Tostino's pizzas right from the freezer at Walmart?
Right.
This tastes like a Tostino's cheese pizza. This brand of goldfish right here. So if you wanna blast from your past back into your childhood,
I don't think so.
I like it.
I personally
It's
don't
kind of
know.
like, it kind of brings me back to like my trailer house days.
I like how
Kinda dig it.
I like how babies love goldfish. Babies love goldfish a lot.
Yeah.
My parents love feeding their kids goldfish.
Adults like goldfish. What are you talking about? I love goldfish.
I know, but I'm just saying that the baby market has a very huge capital on goldfish.
I don't think babies are over here looking for pizza flavored goldfish. I think this market is to
They
adults like
they
me.
don't care. They'll pretty much eat anything. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
They love the
Okay.
goldfish.
Oh yeah, there was a question.
So the topic / question is: does consistency equate success? Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, that thing dropped. I like this a lot because I am a huge proponent of that. If you just stick to it, if you're really consistent, if you have at it in it for the long run, that you will see success. However, I think it's even a greater blow to your ego, to your state of being, if you do not ultimately see success. And of course, success is relative. You know, I think it can really hurt.
What do you define as success, Mexicano?
I don't know. I think it's very, very unique to everybody.
Yeah, but what's it to you?
For me, if it like literally been
Like if this podcast were to pop off, how would you define its success?
Like pop off, like initially, or like really big.
I'm not getting into specifics. How would you define success for this podcast right here?
Right now, I would say like if it was like 1,000 listeners a month, that would be some form of success.
I want 10 racks a month.
You're not getting 10 racks a month.
You don't know that? Why do you think it's so little? Oh my gosh, bro! You think it's so small?
I'm not saying with 1,000 listeners. Are you just saying in general that would be your form of success? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
If you get 10,000 a month.
Maybe. Why?
I'm asking. I feel like it's kind of relative. Like, is that your opinion of success? Like 10,000 a month? It's pretty successful. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a pretty lofty goal. And
Why is it lofty?
Not everybody.
See, that's your problem, Mexicano. You be thinking too small sometimes.
Not everybody can reach 10,000. What I'm saying.
Well, not everybody can also build the Eiffel Tower, but somebody had to do it.
Yeah,
not everybody could have invented pizza flavored goldfish, but somebody had to do it.
I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just a little bit more. It's like I said, consistency. But like I said, I think more times than not, people are not consistent. Is what I'm saying. I think more times than not, people.
What do you define as consistency?
Like really,
because you and I took a long ass break from this podcast. Do you call that consistent?
That's a different story. Other elements were involved, things like that.
Mostly me.
I'm not gonna say anything about it. But even with that, like I think once you, even if you take like somewhat of a break, I think once you get back in it and people see that this is like a thing that you are passionate about / putting in time as far as like your element, what makes it unique to you, what do you bring to the table, and just it lasting. Like I don't know, it's hard to put like a number on it. Like is it 5 years, is it 6 years, 7? Like I don't know, but somewhere around there, like it's got to give. You can't do like, because I think you do get like, especially in the podcast game nowadays, you do get people who do it for a year and they think that if it doesn't pop out within that year, it's over. And I understand some people put in a lot of money and dedication to it, and that sometimes people go broke trying to do this, and if it doesn't pop up within a year, they're kind of like broken by that. Yeah, discouraged by that because they put so much time and effort into it, and that's reasonable. The fact that you feel so discouraged that it didn't pop off, but I think it's a very, very short time. If that is your goal to pop off within a year, unless you know that what you have is like gold. And
even then, like you can know that your shit is gold, but that doesn't mean that everybody else is gonna recognize it's gold. I mean, here's the thing, and that is like the precarious thing about wanting to do anything. Like all of y'all, all of us, I'm not gonna say all, but a lot of us out here have some sort of weird ass pipe dream about like being a content creator like full time. Is that not the case?
Nah.
For a lot of people. I think that's a case for a lot of folks. I wouldn't say like most folks. I wouldn't go that far.
I'll give you a lot. But,
yeah, but for a lot of folks. And the thing about it is that like you don't understand. It's like this entire industry is based on external validation and based on people liking the shit that you say. People like the shit that comes out of your mouth. People find you relatable. Like, I don't know. And like part of me, as like awesome as it would be, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about me. Like, honestly, like, that shit just sounds fucking dangerous to me. That shit, like, if the only barometer of success that I can have is somebody else liking what I have to say, or liking, like, my energy, or liking how I come off, or liking what I put out there on the table, like, that is literally me giving other people the power to make or break me. And I don't know how I feel about that anymore. You know, before I used to be all about that, and like now I'm just like thinking, but why though?
Well, because you want the validation. You want to feel special at the end of the day. Even if you don't say it to yourself, I think a lot of people want to.
Everybody wants to feel special.
Yeah, like, and the fact that there are strangers out there that are taking your words as gospel, like that's a powerful thing.
Let's not like.
No, that's not like. Let's be real. That's a powerful thing to a lot. Even if they don't think about it at first, the fact that. Look, I say 1,000 listeners a month is great. Some people will be happy if 500 people listen to them once, and 300 and being like, yo, these 300 people are really, rocking with what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And that's a big boost to your ego. That's a big boost to like what you see as success. And like,
ego is a very dangerous thing, my friend.
Yeah, and then like,
ego is very dangerous.
And then from there, it just keeps rolling. Like, oh man, I got to keep going more and more harder because and then that's where all this vanity and all this thing starts.
Yeah, but that's just the thing is that like content creatorship, a lot of it is based off of vanity,
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day. So, yeah, how do we define success?
Well, how do we define consistency, too, like we said?
Yeah. Does consistency equal success? See, we over here getting, like, way off the subject. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, I think it does. Yes, I think more time than not, people are not consistent. And I think if they were to be that in their field, I think they would see a relative level of success, whatever that may be.
I think that's a trick prompt for me. I know that you didn't ask me, but I'm going to give you my answer right now. Is that I don't think that the question should be, does consistency always equal success? I think that it should be something more along the lines of like, does like what matters more? Being like what guarantees success at the end of the day? Being good or being lucky, because I mean, just in the idea of going viral, I feel like It's not always enough to be one or the other. Like, ideally, you have to be both. Some people can be super duper lucky and not be even like good at all. Like, they can't hold a decent conversation. They can't have, you know, like a hot take that people relate to. They can't sing or whatever it is that they end up going viral for in the first place. Like, that's like, they don't necessarily have to be good to do that. But at the same time, I feel like that's going to be short-lived at the end of the day.
Yeah, the well eventually dries out.
I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, if you know how to flip it, like, look at
Barbie?
Bad Baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at Bad Baby. Like who would have thought that viral moment from Dr. Phil would have launched to a music career? And now, like, an OnlyFans where she's making, like, crazy money.
Yeah. You just never know. Like, and you have to be able to flip your moment. But that, in and of itself, is more with her. I would feel like it's more luck than it was skill, but there was a little bit of skill involved there. I'm not gonna say that there wasn't.
And people being creepy perverts who want to look at a girl who just turned 18.
Yeah, no, that's also like freaktastic and disgusting and gross. Yeah, let's not minimize that at all.
Yeah, exactly.
But for me, I feel like you have to be both at least somewhat decent and lucky at the same time. That's why I don't even worry about consistency. And I don't even worry that much about success anymore. I'm just like, I just turn on the mic here, and then, like, whatever pops off. Because at the end of the day, like, if any part of this or any part of anyone, quote unquote, making it involves luck, then I already have it wrapped around in my mind that it's out of my hands.
It is.
So why stress?
Yeah.
You know? These pizza goldfish are fucking good.
They're not that good.
I like them.
Yeah, she said she was going to try to minimize her cursing.
I don't think so. I fucking dig them. Get the next one.
She said she was going to try to minimize her cursing, but look at her again.
My bad. Okay, this next one. Oh, I kind of wanted to save this one for last, but you know what? I'm going to do it now. Fuck it. Okay.
I mean, we can switch it.
No.
You sure?
We'll do it. Yeah. Okay. So this one I got specifically at the store because I thought about Mexicano. So for the folks who don't know, we over here, snackies, we foodies. And one thing that I do know about Mexicano after rooming with this guy for so many years is that he, for whatever reason, y'all out there in the comments or whatever it is, let me know if you feel the same, is a huge sucker for sour cream and onion. So
I'm not a huge sour cream and onion fan.
You do. What are you talking about?
I think you're thinking about somebody else. I'm not.
No, you literally asked. Wait, is salt and vinegar and sour cream two different things?
The same. You are so. You want a different? Yes.
Are you serious?
Are you not reading the names? Salt and vinegar, sour cream. They're not the same thing.
No, they're both like white sounding things.
Look, cheddar sour really cream is good. Like, cheddar sour cream lays are really good.
Sour cream and salt and vinegar are not the same thing.
How are they the same? Do you hear what you're saying?
I don't know. Like, to me, like, I see, like, I've always had, like, when I was a kid, I never had either of these flavors. I never grew up on either of those. I just always, like, saw white kids eating them. So, you know, naturally I stayed away like,
sour cream and onion is cool, but it's never been my favorite.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, the flavor that I got for you that I thought was going to be your favorite, but apparently I got it confused with salt and vinegar, was flavor blasted cheddar and sour cream.
See, I'll probably like it. Like I said, I like the Lay's cheddar and sour cream. Those are good.
Well, see, there you go. And it has 2 questions in there, so you can go ahead and...
2?
Yeah. But go ahead and try
pick from one?
No, go ahead and read both and then tell me which one you want to answer. Oh, these are good. Yeah, these are very, like, sour creamy.
Sour cream and cheddar is usually pretty good.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I like these better than pizza.
I'm telling you. I think you've been lying to yourself.
These are freaking delicious.
Oh, yeah, these are really good. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah, fuck with this. Okay, flavor blasted cheddar and sour cream. Yeah, these are the best so far. It's like... See, and this is why you can always trust the flavor blasts, that they really come punch you with, like, the powder or whatever obviously super unhealthy thing that they're going to, like, give us no, do this one, because this one is something that we could probably do at the end.
Okay. Fall season controversy.
Oh yeah, I think I just wanted to talk about fall season TV, and kind of like we were talking about, like in regards to like Ted Lasso and Elementary,
okay,
and all the different TVs that we were watching.
Okay, so what's going on?
Yeah, I thought that we would just finish our conversation with Ted Lasso because what was it?
Look, I like I said, I'm kind of spitballing when it comes to the whole Ted Lasso thing, and like you said that you think he was throwing shots at the Emmys.
Yeah, no, because
To
Jason Sudeikis, he got up there, and I think near the end of the speech, he like somebody asked him, or he sort of addressed what was taking them so long to do season 3, right? And he
Why would he
he like I don't know, but he sort of like shadedly blamed the networks or something like that. Don't quote me on anything.
Apple TV probably. Yeah, because you kept saying Emmys. I'm like, what does the Emmy have to do with anything as far as
I don't know.
The
He said it. I didn't.
I don't remember him saying anything about the Emmys. Like to me, it sounded like
he didn't say anything. It was at the Emmys. He didn't say anything about.
Oh,
the Emmys.
okay.
It was during his acceptance speech.
The way you put it, like, make it sound like he was blaming the Emmys for something.
Nope.
No, like I agree. Yeah, he said like he sounded like he was shading / dissing Apple TV and sort of like the production in a way. Even though there were a lot of people on that stage that were part of like production crew and all that.
I don't think that he was shading the production, but yeah, no, definitely Apple TV for sure.
Yeah, and I think that really comes from Ted Lasso was supposed to get a release date a few months ago, and it just never happened, and it got pushed back. And a lot of people
they're obviously frustrated by
a lot of people are like salty at Apple TV, and there's also rumor that this may be the last season. Don't quote me on that. Some people say that this may be it.
And does Apple TV have anything to do with like the HBO thing that everybody's talking about?
No.
Like the shows and stuff being pulled away?
No.
Which I still don't have like full grasp on what like all is happening with that.
With HBO?
Yeah.
I mean, to put it shortly, HBO is trying to pay off a lot of debts. So they're cutting a lot of their shows off of their streaming network. And people got very up in arms about it because they started taking away what generally cost a lot of money to do with animation. So a lot of like beloved animation shows, Close Enough, Infinity Train.
Rick and Morty. Wait, Rick and Morty is...
No, that's not on HBO.
Oh, okay.
Like, we're talking about like originals. Like originals and then like, not the ones that you license. Because obviously Rick and Morty...
I miss Close Enough. Close Enough was a good ass show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like that show a lot. But a lot of stuff that's like original, and then of course they start going after like live action stuff that also like may be high in production costs, just as to get money back. And it sucks because you have these shows that people work for years on. I remember the creator of Summer Camp Island. Remember that show that that show got taken off, and the creator, the day that it happened, the creator on Julia Potts, she went on Twitter and started like going crazy because she put like her heart and soul into this, and to like have it like stripped away from her, even though it's like episodes still to be released,
still in the bank. Yeah,
like sucks to have like your work just like cast away. And I think I said this in another podcast a few episodes ago, where it's like these streaming companies at the end of the day do not care about,
and it's really just about cutting costs.
That,
but like they're gajillion-dollar companies. Why would they have to cut costs?
They're still spending a lot of money on other stuff, advertisement, production to make these shows. Like,
but they don't realize that they wouldn't have anything to advertise or produce if these shows weren't being made. Right?
Yeah, but some of these shows don't make the return that they expect. So they waste a lot more money than what they're getting back. And to them, the easiest thing to do is just to cut it.
But you would think that this happens all the time in all streaming networks, not on HBO. Why is this making the news now?
I think they're the one that's being the most drastic about it. Yeah. They just because of the amount of shows that are just going away, and they just are kind of like no holds bar about it, because HBO has teamed up with Discovery, the Discovery Channel and all stuff like that. It's like a whole, instead of, besides it being a Discovery Channel, it's also like the name of like the mega corporation called like Discovery Inc.
Right.
And HBO and all that's a part of it. And the CEO of Discovery Inc. now is like, kind of like, he was always like at the end of like, as far as like him seeing streaming as being viable. And because of that way of thinking, he still sees it as not a profitable medium, but something that shouldn't be taken as serious as it is. He's still kind of stuck in the past where it's like, oh, it's streaming. Oh, you want us to get money back? Get rid of this. And that's why
smarty pants.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of people are
they real smart over there.
That's I wouldn't say they're smart. But yeah, that's where all the controversy is coming from. So,
but that has nothing to do with Apple TV.
No,
Or
Apple TV is not really doing that right now. Right now, so far, it's been like a Discovery Inc. HBO kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, no, I was just wondering, like, why Jason Sudeikis was real shady at the Emmys. That's all.
You better be careful for like Sweet Life because they could take that off anytime.
Bro,
really?
Stop.
They would take it off.
Juju out in the universe.
They would take it anytime.
They cannot take away my Sweet Life.
Let you know that they do not care about you.
They better care about like what goes on in the lives of Ty and Bree and Becky with the good hair, bro. You know when they casted her, as soon as they heard her name was Becky, they're like, oh shit, yeah, she's gonna be on the show. Oh my gosh, fuck. I need that show to come back.
Is that really it? Are there any other controversies you want to talk about?
I don't know. Do you know any? You know me. I'm not on the internet. So what's like the TV controversy, or is that all you got?
I mean, it kind of looks back to Jason today because what I wanted to talk about the whole "Don't Worry, My Darling." So that's the new Olivia Wilde movie.
Yeah, have you seen it?
No.
But I've heard horrible things about it.
Yeah, I hear it's not that good. Yeah. But the behind-the-scenes drama has been more interesting than the movie itself. So Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis were in a relationship for a while, right? I think maybe 7-9 years, something like that.
I had no idea.
And they recently had called it off, broken up and all that. Actually, no, they got divorced. Yeah, they were actually married. They recently got divorced. And then Olivia Wilde started production on Don't Worry, Darling, like maybe early last year, like 2021, if not late 2020. I'm not getting my timeline mixed up, but Harry Styles is in that movie. He's one of the main characters.
I remember him in the trailer, yes.
For people who don't know, Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles are currently dating. And then
gasp.
And it's all like melodramatic teen stuff. He said, she said, like it's a lot of that. But like Jason, like apparently when all this stuff was going on, Jason, I forget, like because there's also a problem with the woman, one of the women lead actresses. She also had like some beef with Olivia Wilde, doesn't really like her. So it's a lot of craziness going on behind the scenes between Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde, that main actress lead, freaking what's my dude's name? He played he was in Wonder Woman, he was in Star Trek. I can't remember his name right now. I can see his face. Yeah, him right there. If you know the main character of like the Star Trek 2000 movies and freaking Wonder Woman, the pilot, the main guy that freaking Wonder Woman likes. Why can't I think of his name? Either way,
do not ever ask me what any celebrity's name is.
He was also involved in controversy. Apparently, Harry Styles spit on him at one point. There's like a video of it. Even I watched the video. Doesn't really like he spit on him, but yeah, there's been like this whole ugly thing with Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis, and apparently Harry Styles is in the middle of it.
See, I didn't ask about any of like that dating stuff. I was just wondering when my TV shows were going to
Well, you asked for controversy and drama.
My gosh, I did not ask for drama. I asked for controversy. But
drama is controversy.
No, there's two different things, Mexicano. Jeez Louise. I was like, okay, are we in the hizzy with hizzle now?
Controversy, drama is controversy.
Any of these people are dating, unless they're rappers or Kim Kardashian. I do not know.
Even then, you don't know that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm just really bad with controversy in general. Anyway, this calls for the last one.
All right. This one.
This is how you know I can never work on E.
Where's the other one at?
I don't know.
Oh, down there.
Here we go. All right. So this last one, I knew for sure that this one would interest you. This one is called Goldfish Megabytes. So I don't know if that means that the goldfish are like bigger than usual or what.
Yeah.
But they're megabytes, and the flavor is stop looking at it. It's supposed to be a surprise.
You already said the name.
Don't look at the box, okay?
I don't know the flavor.
Okay, and so it's called Goldfish Megabytes.
Mm-hmm.
And the flavor is called cheddar jalapeno.
Ooh.
So I know your affinity for all things spicy.
I don't like the cheddar jalapeno Cheetos, by the way. Those things are disgusting.
What?
I know you like them, but they're disgusting.
I
know, and you're disgusting for it.
Your mom's disgusting.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
Hey, Mom.
Wow. Look how big these fish are. Wow. Okay. No, I ain't Shannon. Get your own. I am kind of like self-conscious about like how much the lavaliers will pick up about us munching and crunching. I'm not even gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
They're pretty good. I think these are still better. The cheddar and sour cream one.
I agree. Like these have sort of like an aftertaste that kind of tastes like spicy dirt.
But I appreciate
like that potting soil that you put in with your plants. If you mix in the potting soil with jalapenos, this is what this one would taste like. But look how big the fish is.
Yeah, I do. It's got some nice consistency, some girth to it, you know.
Some rotundness.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So, let me check this out. I want to do this one.
I knew you would. I knew you would. Okay, read it.
So this says, do you think agreeing to not, underline under not, have sex outside of religious reasons is abrasive?
And go. I come up with the questions, folks. Can you believe that?
No, I don't think it is. What do you mean by abrasive? Like just not the norm? Just like out there?
I guess like maybe it's a weird word to describe it, but okay, so let's say that two people like in their mid-20s or their 30s or their 40s or whatever, like past the early stages of like early 20-year-olds dating, start to get to know each other and agree to wait 3-6 months before having sex. And neither of them, it's not for religious reasons. Neither of them are that religious. Do you think that is overkill?
And this is neither of them want to have it?
Well,
do they want to have it, or is it just something they agree to not do?
They want to have it. Like they like, you know, are feeling the feelings and they are lusting the lust.
You're the worst.
but they are agreeing to wait, I don't know, 6 months to a year or whatever.
And it could be for any reason outside of religious.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's overkill?
I think it really depends on the reason. I think it really does.
What if it's just, I don't know. What if it's, because I got this from a cut video on YouTube, right? And so like a lot of these folks, they were waiting on having sex just to like form a deeper connection. Or like, I think one of them, they were sitting across from each other and they were trying to explain it to the videographer who was asking the questions. And they said, it's like, yeah, no, I think that, you know, when you first meet someone, like sex is always like top of mind and like always kind of sort of clouding your judgment. So it's like really nice to try to get to know somebody like outside the cloudiness of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I think that makes sense. I think when it comes to wanting to quote unquote form this strong relationship because they think sex gets in the way, even though I have a problem with that because I think that's...
Yeah, that's what I guess that's what I'm asking. Do you believe that sex gets in the way of trying to form an actual
I don't think
sustainable relationship?
I think people demonize sex in that way where they're like, oh, it gets in the way. I can't do it. It's going to make things muddy. It's going to be like, no, man, if you're really trying to form something healthy at the end of the day, like, I don't think, like, if you don't want to have sex, that's fine. But don't make sex like this, like antichrist figure. Like, don't make it that because if we do this, don't grow up
the way Veronica Perez did.
If you treat it like something that is to be avoided because you think it would affect A or B, like that's where I have the issue from. But if you genuinely are like, no, sex is okay, sex is healthy, but we are doing it because of this, and this is why we want to change it to, then that's fine. I think whatever reason you have, everybody has the right to their to how they want to, present their body in that way.
Here's a question for you. Do you believe in willful suffering? Do you know what that means?
Isn't that like you're willing to suffer because you know, I feel like I don't know the second part of this, but yeah, I kind of have like a...
Yeah, it means that you're basically willing to suffer through hell, like, because you believe on the other side, like, the payoff is, like, something that's worth it.
Right, yeah.
You know? So, like, do you believe that the people who choose to, quote-unquote, willfully suffer and abstain from sex just to, I guess, challenge themselves? Or, like, just... Because obviously, I don't know. Like, I don't personally believe that it's 100% a mutual decision to not have sex. Just like I don't ever believe a breakup is 100% mutual decision either. You know, like somebody's got to instigate it. It's got to pop in somebody's mind first. Like, don't give me that bullshit.
So you think like,
so like the guy comes up and yeah, because we're not gonna be like heteronormative here. The guy comes up to the girl and is like, "Yo, baby, I think like we should like." wouldn't it be nice if we got to know each other more first and we waited a year to have sex? And like the girl not wanting to like be the freak in the relationship was like, yeah, sure, honey.
That's a great idea.
That sounds great. But in the inside, she itching.
She is screaming.
She itching. Oh my gosh. She wants that nanny taken care for. And she's like, well, shit, I guess I'm locked up for a year. So,
hey, man. It's y'all. It's literally y'all. Like, y'all, like, and I don't know. And that also creates that unhealthy, unbalanced relationship where it's like, please don't, unless you know the payoff is going to be good, which most people don't, and more times than not, the payoff is what if would have been in the moment, then as opposed to what it is a year from now, it's probably little to no difference.
I think you don't think that there's a, this is so interesting. So you don't think
it's mental.
So you don't think, but that's what I'm about to ask. You don't think like there's a huge, you don't think that sex gets better if you wait for it?
No.
No? You don't think that it means more if you wait for it?
Me personally, in my experience, I have.
But oh, okay, never mind.
No, I'm saying I've had it consistently, and I've also had it spread out a long time. Mm-hmm. To me, there's no difference. Mm-hmm. Personally,
that's interesting. I personally am of the opinion that if you guys choose to wait, because again, I'm like you, I've had it consistently-ish, and I've also waited a long time, and it was very sporadic. Like, I think that if you choose to wait, the payoff is nice maybe the first 2 times that you do it or so, and after a while, but after that, y'all are really just gonna end up wishing that you guys would have gotten more practice in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Because that's where it's at the end of the day. It's like I feel like the sex part of the relationship is just like any other part of the relationship, in that like you have to get to know each other, like, and you have to get to know all the awkward parts and all like the bumps and all the things that like don't work, to find out the stuff that does work. And it's like, and like that's a problem with a lot of people when it comes to sex, is that they expect it to be like the movies where like suddenly everything, like just everybody knows where to go and everybody knows, like everybody knows where your spots are. Like, no, baby, like it's not gonna happen like that. You have to communicate. And not only that, before you communicate to another human being, you kind of know what you like yourself first.
Who are we speaking to? Are we speaking to 18-year-olds?
We are speaking to whoever wants to listen. And we are also, guess what? We are also speaking to like 18, 19, 21, 22-year-old Vero, like back in time. Okay. So like, don't be thinking that we ain't gone through this shit.
No, I get it. Have. Like I've always been a big, now recently, I've always tried to push to normalize, like, hey man, doesn't matter what age you decide to have sex for the first time, or if you are not that much of a sexually active person, right? Do it when you want to, or maybe not. If you're really that not against it, but it's just not your cup of tea at the end of the day. But
do you think that it's unnatural to wait outside of religious reasons?
No, I don't think it's unnatural. No, I don't think so. Look, everybody got their reason. Are you
trying to like force something that won't necessarily work?
I think what's unnatural is just the idea that something greater can come out of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think that's like the act of it is fine. Like not abstaining from it, that's fine. But yeah, I agree with you. If it's like you foreseeing or wanting to see,
you build up this idea of when you guys finally have sex a year later after you abstained for basically no reason. I mean, other than the fact that you don't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of irrational. Yeah. I think it is.
I don't know, and it's weird because, like, if you would have asked me, like, 6 years ago, I would have told you almost the exact opposite. But yeah, no, I guess
that it's okay to wait?
I mean, it's always okay to wait. Like, if you want to wait, wait. If you don't want to wait, don't wait. But, like, anyway, this was your question. I feel like people learned way too much about me in this segment, so we're going to move on.
You do it to yourself.
No, I do. Okay.
All right, so that's it with the questions.
That's it with the questions.
Yeah. All right, Vero. So you want to hit him with the good old fashioned.
Good looking out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go first.
Well, you thought it was gonna be conspiracy corners?
I don't know. I mean, it would have been a nice change of pace. Shit, I know that people be missing that. People be like, "Yo, where's the conspiracy corner at?"
It's not that great.
Whatever.
So for Good Looking Out Glow, my pick is a little bit different because I didn't really watch anything new. And I'm trying to slow down on the TV just because
Actually, that's not true, but continue.
What do you mean? I haven't watched any... Oh, that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't want to talk about that yet.
Okay.
I want to talk about something else. I'm trying to slow down the series because I feel like it's just building and building and building. I feel like
it's
when
true.
we
That's
do
what fall TV does to you. It's super overwhelming.
Yeah, especially when we do the podcast where we have to like consistently be watching stuff.
Exactly.
And I'm like, and
First world problems, bro. Man, I have to watch TV for the podcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
I have to listen to this new album at the gym so I can talk about it later for people who like genuinely so care about my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So for me, just wanted to point out this one video that I recently saw on YouTube by a creator named Innuendos Studios. He makes great content. A lot of his content is based on the political sphere as far as like the alt-right, about normalizing people, the quote-unquote normies, people that you don't think could ever be radicalized into this group of like racist, white supremacist ideas. And he touches on all that. And he's white himself, but he does a lot of lectures and like seminars and stuff like that on this topic a lot. And he had this great series on his channel called the Alt-Right Playbook. And he just released a new video called The Cost of Doing Business that currently I think is probably one of his best in the series when it comes to him like really explaining how you have these dynamics of white people and like white collaborators, white moderates, the racists, and at the far left end of the spectrum, the anti-racists, right? And I like how he painted that because the complete opposite of the racism, of course, is that you're against racism. You know, there is no non-racist because, you know, racism is always going to exist. So he kind of like does a great job of illustrating and describing that. I think a lot of people have in their head that when it comes to racism, it's this neo-Nazi Klans member, right, at the far right, and I think the middle, the provocateurs, the moderators, the ones that indirectly use racism to their advantage and ultimately sacrifice minorities for it, are also a big part of that racism. So I think it's a great video. It's a channel named Innuendos Studios. Please check it out when you can. It's like 35 minutes, but it's a lot of useful information on there. If you ever want to...
Is this a new video, though? I thought that you said that you watched this like 3 or 4 times already.
It's new. Yeah, it came out like last week.
I thought you said that you watched it like 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah.
Oh, in the past week. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it came out last week. Yeah, and I don't know. He always makes really good points in his videos. I know he did like a really good like Gamergate video. How to radicalize the normie. That's probably one of my favorite ones as well. But this one, I think he just really illustrated well that hey, and I remember that, I think I showed you that point where people usually try to think of racism as it being physical and it being emotional when it comes to how you affect people. And kind of like the elementary grade school version that we learned as kids, like, oh, racism is you're hurting somebody because of the color of their skin physically, things like that, or you're being mean to them, right? Some sort of maliciousness towards it. But it could also work through, of course, economic means, through political means. That is also a way to conduct racism under a more low-key lens. So yeah,
Cool.
Great video. So everybody, go check it out. Innuendos Studios, The Cost of Doing Business.
Yeah, I remember catching a couple of minutes of that. It was really interesting. Yeah, I definitely... I had you send me the link to that video, so I'll definitely be watching the rest of it soon.
Yeah.
Okay, now for my good looking out. Okay, so in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, right? Is that what we're calling it now? Because like they have like 7 different names and I can never fucking keep up.
Latino Heritage Month, Latinx Heritage Month.
I don't know.
It's a lot.
It's
Whatever you want to call it.
For Us Month.
Yes.
This is the month for us, okay? My good looking out is actually going to be a little different. It is actually, my good looking out is for a small business that sells their goods primarily on the internet called Hija de tu Madre. Yes, you heard it right. And so they sell dope ass shit, mostly, you know, catered to like women or women adjacent folks. like jewelry, hoops, jackets, things like that. And so what had happened is that about like last week when I was supposed to be working or whatever, I got a notification on my phone, even though again, I'm not really on the internet like that.
She says that. Not true.
I got a notification on my phone that Hija de tu Madre, the brand, was going live, right? So I hop on there, and the head, one of like the big like honchos, even though it's like a woman-run business, so it's a small team, of course. She's basically running right now for Hispanic Heritage Month, like a bunch of like really cool prizes and different things like that. And like at that time, she basically said, "You guys buy anything off of the store, give me your order number through the live, and I will put your name in a raffle to win this really badass prize." So I buy a sticker. I go on there, give my order number, and it like after shipping and everything was like $11 sticker. So yes, the sticker was pricey, but your girl manifested the win in this raffle. Like, I kid you not. Like okay, we're gonna get into that later, but I never win anything, Mexicano. And I know people say that shit all the time, but no, I'm serious. I never win anything. And so when she unravels the little paper and she's like, "Vero fuerte," I was like, that's me.
That is you.
That's my name.
I know you never win anything. I live with you.
Never win anything. Oh my gosh.
What?
So what your girl won is this boyfriend style black jean jacket, hand embroidered, with a sequin Mexican, I don't know if the camera can catch a sequin Mexican flag right there. Isn't this fucking gorgeous?
That's pretty crazy.
This is badass.
So did it arrive today?
Yeah. No, it came in today through the mail, like priority shipping, baby. But yes.
Where's she based out of?
LA.
Or the team. The team's out of LA.
The team is based out of California, and everything is like super hand stitched, hand sewed, like made by hand.
Yeah.
And they have like this text club that you can join, and like they are hustling with their marketing skills right now, like with all of the different lives that they're hosting, and that like a lot of times like they have their like Chillona Chingona hoops, like buy one get one free, like a lot of really cool stuff. But anyway, I'm just shouting them out because like my feed right now is like bursting through the brim with so many like badass entrepreneurial creative ass, like just ethereal ass, chingona ass women out here just doing their thing. And like not just like this month in particular, but like every fucking month. But I feel like this month is like really when they take it upon themselves to, because we got to work with what we got. And I mean, if we only have like Hispanic History Month and we only have Black History Month, and like that's the time where we can really push ourselves to get on top of that platform, that the white people give to us or whatever, and like get that bread.
Yeah, monetize it.
Yeah. Exactly. We gotta take advantage of this shit. I say that while winning a free jacket, but whatever. I bought the $11 sticker.
Yeah.
And I got this like more than worth $11 jacket. It is fucking beautiful. But anyway, I just wanted to use my good looking out this week to like shout out in exchange for all of that. Shout out like this really badass company, Hija de tu Madre, based off of California. Like I said, everything is like hand sewed and it is gorgeous. So again,
is it in your size?
Yeah. Well, it's a boyfriend style, so it's a small. Usually I'm a medium, but it fits perfect, bruh. I'm gonna be rocking this weekend.
What does boyfriend style mean?
It's kind of like it's not as waist defining as like women's style. Like it's sort of more slouchy in the men's sort of style. Does that make sense? I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I'll try it on. But anyway, it's gorgeous. Everything's hand sewed. Hija de tu Madre. Like, go check them out on Instagram. Like, they are giving away and just selling a bunch of like really dope stuff. So
hell yeah. Love it. All right. And that is it for our show, people. Once again, thank you for listening, watching the video wherever you are. Check out the socials as always. And yeah, just keep watching, keep supporting. We'll be back here next week with another episode. So really appreciate y'all. ILS out.
We out.